being a professional means really knowing your field well and being an expert in that area. It means long years of study and actually constant updating of that study. But you know what? It's not enough. Hello, my name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan. Professionals, doctors, dentists, engineers, accountants, lawyers, architects, these are the standard professions we have. And that means years and years of hard study and constant updating of that study because things move. The problem actually becomes that you are one of a number of lawyers, you are one of a number of accountants, you are one of a number of engineers, one of a number of architects, etc. You're not the only one offering this service anymore. And as society moves forward, buyers become more discerning because they have more choices. And once upon a time, maybe the brand name of your organization was enough. But companies coalesce and they get bigger and the competitors get bigger and the brand names get stronger. And you've got to compete with those people. And then the buyers also, they get more demanding. They start to look beyond the brand. They start to say, well, that's great, but what about you? That's great, but do you really understand me? Oh, that's fantastic, but am I really going to benefit from this? Should I choose you or should I choose somebody else? So big companies are big, strong competitors, but brand alone is not enough anymore. So it comes down to your ability to persuade the client to become your client, or I could say the potential client to become your actual client. How do you do that? Well, I know a lot about my profession. I went to a very good university. Well, guess what? There are a truckload of other people who went to good universities too, and there's a truckload of other people who say they know a lot about their profession. So how do you differentiate yourself in that crowd? This comes down to communication skill. It comes down to a series of structures that help you ask the right questions of the client to make them feel, you know what, this person really understands me. They really understand what I need, they understand what I want. We're in sync here, I feel confident in what they're proposing to me. I think this is going to be a good decision for me and I should spend my money with this person as opposed to somebody else. Well, that doesn't happen by dumb luck and random chance. That happens by design. Now, where is the design for that? When you're at university, they didn't have a course on here's the design to convince clients to buy. It didn't exist, still doesn't exist. They're always technical, it's always hard skills. What I'm talking about now is communication, soft skill. What I'm talking about is persuasion, soft skill. Where do you learn that? Well, you could learn it on the job. I hope that the person teaching is really excellent. They're really skillful, because if they're not, we're going to have mediocrity just continuing along generation upon generation. I don't think you want that. I think you want to be one who can stand out in the crowd and say, hey, pick me because I'm the best for you. How do you get the clients to do that? Hard skills? It's a given. It's a given. It's by itself, it's not enough. It's hard skills plus. It's like we used to talk about bedside manner with doctors. Once upon a time, particularly for doctors, they were the elite, super well-educated people. You were the patient. You did what the doctor said. Didn't hesitate, didn't question. You respected the doctor. Yes, doctor. No, doctor. Yes, doctor. Not anymore. Everyone goes on the internet. They check out what they think is wrong. They look at all these things about the symptoms. They get to the doctor. They want to know what's going on with this. What are going to be the side effects? What are the ramifications? What about this? What about that? They question the doctor. And the doctor's gruff and grumpy and not good communicator. Guess what? They find another doctor. So we know the doctors have had to really change. And in medical schools, they're teaching doctors about bedside manner. Good idea. But what about the other professions? A lot of those don't get it still. They still think, well, I've got hard skills, I've got core expertise, that's enough. People will come to me because I'm an expert. Maybe not. Maybe they'll go to your competitor who's also an expert. So how do we differentiate ourselves? How do we really stand out in that crowd, that crowded marketplace of people who can give that same service to the client? Well, first of all, how do we build trust? How do we relax the client? How do we get them to like us? That's a skill set. There are things that you can do there which will help the client to know, like, and trust you. Very important to get that going. And having done that, then, how do we diagnose? Like doctors, typically, right? They have to diagnose what is the issue here. Well, if you're an engineer, or if you're an architect, or if you're an accountant, or if you're a lawyer, you have to diagnose the same way. What's the issue here? That's a set of questioning skills for which there are many, many, many best practices available. Dig that out, but dig it out into a level where you get really down to the core. If you can uncover something in that questioning set that the client themselves have not thought of or haven't prepared for, you have just instantly raised yourself to very valued partner with the client. That is a great place to be. And then having done that, then we present our solution. How do we do that? We have to do that in a way that the client feels, yes, that's right. Here, and it can't just be the features. It's got to be, what are the benefits of that? And how are those benefits going to be applied in their business? And where's some evidence that this has actually worked somewhere else? And then make sure that they're comfortable with all that, ready to actually, become our client. What happens when they have questions? When they have objections? When they have concerns? How do we deal with those? Well, there are tried and true methods of how to take care of those things. This is not the first time these things have come up, but there's a structure for that. And then finally, having gotten the trust, understood what they want, presented the solution the right way, dealt with any concerns, hesitations they may have, then we need to ask for the order. Now, a lot of people don't ask for the order because, guess what? It's tied up with their self-esteem, and they don't want to get a no because they'll feel hurt. So they don't ask, they leave it sort of vague, make the client do all the work. No, we've got to ask for the order. We've got to say, please use me for your legal services. Please use me for your accounting services. I'm the architect you need. I'm the engineer you need, whatever it might be. We need to know how to do that in a way that's low pressure, not confronting, easy to say. And we've got to know how to deal with when people reject us and choose somebody else. We've got to know how to deal with that. Where do we learn all this stuff? Well, you're not going to learn it at university when you're doing a degree. You didn't learn it there. And it's doubtful that you'll actually have this type of structure in your company because people tend to be focused on the hard skills, not the soft skills as much. Fortunately, we have an excellent program called the Sales Advantage Program, where you can learn all the structures you need to go through this journey with the client to get them to say, yes, I want you. I want you to be working with me. I need you with me. I choose you over everybody else. That's very critical, and that's not just chance that's going to happen. That's design. But there's a way to design. So the details about Sales Advantage are in this video. Check it out. Have a look. Now you might think, well, I'm not, salespeople. They're vacuum salespeople, used car salespeople. I'm a professional. Yeah, you are. But you've also got to persuade people to buy you. They buy you first, and then they buy your service. Why would they do that? You are operating at a very high level of expertise in your field. You should also be operating at a very high level of persuasion in your field. And there are methodologies for that. And the way someone would sell a vacuum cleaner, the way someone would sell accounting as a service, totally different in the way it's sold, in what is said, in how you explain it. So they're not the same thing. But there are structures. There are common structures. How to get the trust, how to understand what they want, how to present the solution, how to deal with the problems and objections that come up, and then how to ask for the order. That is a common thing, but it's designed in the Sales Advantage course to be specific to your field. It's a great program. We offer it as an 8-week program, offer it as a 3-day program, depending on availability. Have a look at it because this will lift you way above your competitors, and you will be the one who's more persuasive, and you will be the one getting the clients. Once you've done this course, there's only one direction for you, and that is up.